Hey everybody, welcome back to the Small Town Nerdcast. I'm your host, Brian, and RJ's in the background playing Animal Crossing because he's awesome like that. He just plays Animal Crossing now, which is kind of fun. Although, he still sells all my shit and, buries the other half of it, so usually after he plays, I gotta spend a night or two fixing everything that he has, quote-unquote, played with. Anyways, sorry this episode's out late. I was just kind of caught up with things. Like you guys know, last week I did a late recording. That's because I had COVID. Caught COVID, and pretty much annihilated me for 2.5 to 3 days. And then 3 days after that, so, I got sick, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before is when I got sick. Like that night I had fevers and sweating, aches. Oh, it was miserable, man. So Monday I got my diagnosis and I was feeling like shit on Monday, and then pretty much all of Tuesday was the same way. Wednesday, the fevers had stopped. I was still kind of achy, but the worst part was I was just groggy, dude. Like I couldn't fucking talk for anything. And then when I ended up finally recording for you guys, I still had trouble talking halfway through, and my throat just couldn't keep up with it, and I started coughing. It was pretty bad this week. And actually, after all that, so through the weekend, I was just very lethargic. I was extremely tired the whole time, and I was really worried because I had work on that following Monday after the week I was sick. And so this past, where are we now? Today's Friday. So this past Monday was my first day back at work. And I did I part of my job is to do rounds around my watch station, make sure all my systems are working correctly, and making sure all my parameters are within certain limits, like my data points and stuff. And so as I'm walking around looking at pumps and other machinery, making sure everything's fine, I get back to my desk and I'm just wiped completely, dude. It was like that for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday of work, where I would just the simplest task of just walking completely floored me, completely just drained any type of energy that I had. And then it wasn't until Wednesday that things started to feel a little better. I was still kind of tired, but I wasn't winded. That's how I felt Monday and Tuesday this work week. I was just completely winded, and I was constantly checking my O2 levels with my Apple Watch, and they were telling me nah, you're doing good. I think the lowest I had while at work was 98%. I mean, I don't know how accurate these Apple Watches are, but I wouldn't think it'd be off by 10% or something like that. It says 98, but it really means 88. You're just wearing your watch wrong. So yeah, Wednesday started to feel a little bit better. Thursday, I didn't really notice too much, but I had a less intensive watch station, so I wasn't doing too much. And then today, I went to go get my car inspected. However, the guy told me, he was like, "Hey man, I'm going to tell you we should stop the inspection now because it's not going to pass your emergency brake, or your parking brake. When you hold it down, it doesn't keep the car from moving forward or going in reverse." And I did it myself to see, and it's it latches and it's holding, and then it starts easing out, and it's kind of when you have the last piece of ice at the bottom of your cup and you're trying to get it, but it just won't go, and it's just holding, and all of a sudden boom, it just shoots out at your face. It was kind of like that in a way. As it turns out, though, it's quite an easy fix. You just gotta remove the tires, my back tires. Yeah, just got to remove those so you can get to where the emergency brake pads are. It's I guess it's like a drum that fits in your rotor wheel. And you just, basically you take what I did is just take a flathead screwdriver, and you rotate this gear that kind of stretches out the wheel drum. So that way when you push on the e-brake, basically you're just readjusting how that brake interacts with your wheel rotor. And so essentially it just makes your e-brake work better. Like it makes it almost tighter, like more like better response is what I'm trying to say. And so, I had to go through the process of jacking up my car, taking the wheels off, moving the rotor, doing all this. And I did that to both tires, and I put them back on and sat there and I thought about it. And I turned to Casey and I was like, that take the breath out of me like I thought I would, and like I was sweating hard because I don't know if you guys have been outside recently here in Texas. It's hot as balls, man. I think it was 97, 98 where we live, and it felt like with humidity 105, I think is what it said on my weather app. So yeah, it was really hot. I pulled my car into my garage so I would have some type of shade because we don't have any outside. However, there's no breeze in the garage either. So, and I don't have a fan, like an industrial fan in there to help out. So yeah, it kind of sucked. What did you get? I'm trying to listen. He's doing something. I think he's messed. Okay, he's playing with the shovel on Animal Crossing. Okay, he can't do too much damage, but he could. Anyway, so that's kind of how my week's been going. Casey is right now having a girls' night with her friends up in Houston, while me and RJ are just having our own little fun boys' night here. And I don't know, maybe I'll have some friends over tomorrow. See how things go. Anyway, got a bit of some nerd news for you guys this week and a little bit of small town drama, and then we will get the hell out of here. So up first, some Disney stuff for you guys, some shows in the works, and some announcements. Exclusive, Marvel plans a Korg solo series that's coming up, and it's not going to be like a crazy, like the history of Korg or like some crazy adventure, not like Moon Knight or Miss Marvel. I think it's going to be like shorts. I think they had a Baymax one that was kind of like this, and it seems like that's the plan for the Korg show. I mean, Korg's played by Taika Waititi, who is known for his comedic chops and great directing skills at comedies and stuff like that. So I think this is going to be kind of like a short setup, funny, jokey type thing. And I'm kind of excited about that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Some people are like, man, we don't need any more of these stupid side characters. I say give me everything because I want everything. I love consuming entertainment, and I like Korg. I just like the way he talks, and it's fun. Also, with Marvel's Echo show, which I don't know if any of you guys watched the Hawkeye show, but in Hawkeye, Echo was one of the characters, kind of like a potential might be villain type person, but has kind of a change of heart near the end. Also in that, or no, it wasn't in that show, but this character did. Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin shows up in that show, but now it looks like Charlie Cox is going to make a return for the new. You did it! Good job. Sorry, I had to cheer for my son. But hi, you saying hi to everyone?
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Say thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
There we go. So anyway, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are both going to be returning for the Echo show, who had appeared in Hawkeye. I will get you your Danimals. Let me finish this episode. And so I think that's kind of cool, man. Getting to see the Netflix heroes make a return and now coming into the MCU has me really, really excited. Up next in the nifty nerd news, I thought this was just kind of funny. James Cameron doesn't want to hear anybody complaining that Avatar 2 is going to be too long. First off, we know Avatar 2 Avatar The Way of Water, I think is what it's called, is coming out soon. We've seen teasers for it. It looks like it's going to be pretty cool, even though I don't remember anyone's name from the first movie except I think Jake was the main human character who turns into a Na'vi. I forget everyone else, and I forget who all else is in the movie. The only other one I remember is Sigourney Weaver, but spoiler alert, she dies in the first movie. And I don't know, man, like if your movie's entertaining, I'm not going to complain if it's over 2 hours long, Like, I'm not going to whine about a long ass movie if I'm entertained by it. Like, what was it? The Batman with Robert Pattinson is a long movie or a longer movie, and I was entertained the whole time. So at no point was I sitting there thinking to myself, man, this movie's been going on for a long time, or like watching the Marvel movies or Lord of the Rings. Like, those movies entertain me and they have things that I find interesting in them. And at no point am I sitting there thinking to myself while watching them, man, this thing's been going on for a while. I think the only movie I just watched it today while I was doing dishes and cleaning around the house was Thor: Dark World, and that movie's been out for who knows how long. And I've always been told it's a really bad movie as far as the Marvel movies go, and I've just never gotten around to watch it because I got all the Dark World I needed in Endgame, but for whatever reason, I was possessed to watch it today, and I started watching it, and about halfway through, I was thinking to myself, are we still doing this? Like, can this wrap up? And then I swear I looked down to clean one, like, plate, and I looked back up, and I was like, oh, the movie's almost over now. And I don't know, man. Like, honestly, it probably is my least favorite of the Marvel movies. I don't think I'm ever going to watch it again. There were some moments that I found charm in, but ultimately, I think the first one is great because of how we're introduced to the character and how he plays his role, and it's a little more fun and snarky. And in Thor Ragnarok, we get almost like a whole new take on Thor and how he moves forward. And Thor Dark World just feels like, I don't know, man. It feels very dull. And I wasn't quite just, maybe it was because I was also distracted with other things, but I just wasn't really following the plot of the whole movie and not really caring too much about everything in the same sense. Like, I don't know, like, it wasn't all that attractive to me. And I do a terrible review on it, but my boys beat them down, and Randy Savage said they're going to be doing that soon on their podcast because the new Thor movie comes out this weekend. So if you head over to the Colt 45 podcast, the movie review podcast, they'll give you a way better rundown of the trash that is Thor Dark World. Or it turns out they might actually love it. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure, not that I know the guys, but I know the guys. And I think I know their opinions. The last thing I wanted to leave you guys with, kind of a downer, but Kazuki Takahashi who was the author of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Like manga and everything. Like, so he started the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. He passed away this week. He was actually he was found dead at sea. And so I think people were thinking it was a boating accident or some type of water accident. It really sucks is what it is, man. So I wasn't huge into Yu-Gi-Oh! Growing up. Some of my friends were. They were big Yu-Gi-Oh! Card players. Watched the anime a lot. I know I watched the anime a couple of times, but it was never really, it never captured me like Pokemon did. And the card game was I never played it as much as I did Magic the Gathering. So it was always, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was always like the middle child to the other things that I loved, like Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. And I think I even preferred Digimon like over Yu-Gi-Oh! So Yu-Gi-Oh! Always just sat in this weird spot of, it wasn't bad and I didn't hate it. It was just I loved these other things more and they consumed my time more. And so, the author passed away. Sucks. And, I wish sorry, that sounded really nonchalant. I didn't mean that I was yawning. But, I honestly, I wish his family well. I know that's going through a hard time. And, people who are real big fans of the show and the card game and the manga, that it sucks to hear news that like one of your favorite people or the person who created one of your favorite things is gone, is no longer with you, So now you're never getting original stuff from this person anymore. It's going to be something new and different, but that doesn't always mean it's bad. But we're sad that we lost some people. We'll say a hero to them, and kind of sucks. What if it turns out he's a really bad guy? No, like it's happening to all of our heroes nowadays. And then they just turn into really bad people. I don't know much about this guy. I don't know much about any Japanese artists, authors, animators, or anything. I just love watching anime. But maybe it turns out the people who created these shows are just really incredibly awful people, which I'm sure some of them are. But they make shows like My Hero Academia. Not saying that the guy who made My Hero Academia is a piece of shit. I'm just saying, that's a show that I really enjoy, and a manga I really love reading are One Punch Man or My Wife with One Piece and all that. What if it turns out those dudes are all just shitheads? Anyway, that's it for the Nifty Nerd News, guys. Hopefully you enjoy that. I was going to talk, man, what the hell? There was some small town drama, man. Now I remember. It all came back to me. So we'll end this with some small town drama, and we'll let you guys be the judge, jury, and executioner on this one. So there is a car wash, an automated car wash in our small town, but it also has workers with it. When you drive up to pay, you pay for what kind of car wash you want, and then you drive up around to the automated portion of the car wash. And as your car is sitting there waiting to get picked up by the little tire tracks that will eventually pull your car through the car wash, there's some people, and they kind of give your car a little pre-wash. They got some sponges or mops or whatever. They rub your car down, I guess, to try to get the hard shit off before the car wash gets in on it. And then you go through the automated portion and get all nice and clean. It's a little bit of a show because the spinny things, the water, the lights are inside that are kind of cool. And then you get blown dry at the end of it, and it's kind of fun, because they put red lights, so it makes it look like it's blowing hot air and stuff like that. But so going around on my small town Facebook chat, it turns out there is an angry ex-employee there, and he's an ex-employee as in he worked there for 2 days of training before he was let go, and apparently was not paid or was not going to get paid for those 2 days of training that he had, which started an absolute uproar within the community. People were threatening, you should go to this organization, or I think someone mentioned the Better Business Bureau, or just different places, or you need a lawyer up, or this and that. Everyone had tons of suggestions. No one was posting any actual results or options. They were just saying what should and shouldn't be done, and calling the owner of the place trash and tagging the owner, and I guess either someone related to the owner or a manager that worked there. I don't know. They had different names, so I wasn't sure if it was the spouse or a co-owner or something. And basically, the court of opinions was already extremely against the automated car wash and their business practices. There were some people that came to their defense, saying who gets let go from a job like this, because I told you, what these workers appear to do. I mean, I'm sure they do maintenance on the equipment, because I would think maintenance on the equipment is probably your number one concern and job, and the most important thing you need to do, because that is what people are there for the car wash, But the other work that it seems that they do is, scrub down your vehicle really quick. And I mean really quick. They pretty much just graze over it with their little mops or push brooms or whatever the hell it is they're scraping shit off your car with. And so, in some sense, yeah, if someone says, look, man, you're really bad at this, and we're not, a softball team trying to raise money here. We're a business, because you go to the fundraisers to get your car washed, and yeah, they're 10, 12-year-old kids doing a shitty job washing your car, but you're still going to give them $20 because, they're trying to go to state or some shit like that. But, this is a business, Bob, and if you can't scrub shit off a car, you're really fucking up. Like, that's the only thing I can think, man. And while I don't agree that he should not be paid for the 2 days of training, God, man, how hard is it to wash a car, dude? So, so there's people jumping to the company's defense, and people I, for one, believe, hey, you need to get paid. And I think at the end of the day, like, whether you do a crap job or a good job, you showed up to work and you did something, you need to get paid for it. Like, now, if all he did was show up and just, I don't know, take a smoke break from 8 to 8 or, open to closing, just sat under a tree and didn't do anything, yeah, don't pay the guy because obviously he didn't work that whole time. He just clocked in and clocked out. But, hey, RJ, do you want that, Danimals? Bring me your old one. Okay, bring me your old one. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of what was going on. Ultimately, one of the people that they tagged in the post, who was a manager, got guilt tripped into paying them or rectified the situation, or maybe they didn't know this person wasn't getting paid, and so now they're rectifying. What are you showing me? That's the moon on Animal Crossing. You're right.
Bye, Moon.
Oh, bye, Moon. You don't want to... He loves the moon. The moon's his favorite thing. Bye. We just got home, literally, I've been recording for 21 minutes. We got home maybe 23 minutes ago. Or no, maybe a little more than that, 25 minutes ago. But the moon was still out when we got, it was dark when we got home. And we sat in the driveway maybe for 30 seconds to a minute. And he was just like, look, it's the moon. Hi, moon. How are you tonight? And hello, moon. And RJ's moon. He thinks he owns the thing, but it's cute. It's adorable. And he loves the moon. Casey has a sun and moon tattoo on her body somewhere that I'm not telling you guys. No, nothing crazy like that. It's just she has a sun and a moon on her. And he'll look at them both and he'll put them together and be like, sun, moon. And so it's pretty fun. It's cute. And we even put I think it's a sun, but he calls it a moon because to him, a full circle for some reason represents moon, even though most of the time we see it, it's only half or quarter or something like that. But he calls circles, full circles, moons, and empty circles, so just a line circle, sun. It's the way he works, man. But he's got one of those in his room, and he's like, ooh, moon. And so we have fun with it. Anyways, that is it for the episode. Not this weekend. Next weekend is Comic Palooza in Houston, Texas. I will be off, but I don't think I will be attending this year. I don't know. That weekend also coincides with me and my wife's wedding anniversary, so we're planning on taking a anniversary trip somewhere to go have fun and enjoy that. And that plus all the money I've been spending, so I don't think I'm going to have too much money left over to go to a comic book convention, which usually is 65 to, I can't remember how much it is. Usually it's $60 to $65 a person. And I think those are weekend tickets, so it might actually be closer to 50 for just a day ticket. But so $100 for me and my family to go into the convention, and that's not even accounting for food that we're going to be paying for, parking that we're going to be paying for, and then God, if I have any kind of money left over to buy anything, I probably won't even have that. So really it's just looking at a lot of hard working artists and writers and creators trying to convince me to spend my last few pennies on their stuff, and I have to look at them dead in the face like abandoned puppies or homeless people that I'm I got nothing for you, man. I can't help you. I can just, hey man, thoughts and prayers, God bless, you're doing great. That's how it feels going to comic book conventions, man. It's so much get in the door, and then you have to pay so much more just to stay alive there. And like, I always feel bad, and I've made friends who are creators and stuff. And, I will help you guys promote everything that you have, man, and try to get people to come see you. And, hopefully it's like a game of fishing. You just got to keep casting the line out. But man, after fronting all that money just to get into a comic book convention and a hotel and all that, God bless if I have anything left over. I used to joke that the only reason why I started podcasting was so that I could get press passes to go to comic book conventions, so that I could afford to buy those things that all the artists and creators were selling. But my God, man, that's why I love going to like indie shows, like a lot of independent conventions, because they're like $10, maybe $15 at most to get in. So I have way more bank already. And it's a lot more fun, man. Actually, one of my favorite like festival conventions or stuff is Staple Expo over in Austin, Texas. Whenever they have that, and I think that one's more in the fall. Tons of great creators. Sometimes they even get bigger creators to come in and just promote themselves and have fun with everyone. And so I always have a lot more fun with that. Or like Houston has the Houston Zine Fest. So there's a bunch of people promoting their zines and comics and all that kind of stuff. And, I think that one's actually free to get in. And so I got all the money. Man, I'm walking in there like a pimp with all the, like, because, my money ain't jiggle, it folds when I go to that kind of convention. So, but yeah, Comic-Palooza, if that's your thing, you've been saving up some money, you're ready to waste it all and get some cool shit. Because trust me, there is a lot of cool shit at Comic-Palooza. Definitely hit that up, not this weekend, but next weekend. But that's all that I got for you guys this week, and hopefully next week we got a surprise in store for you guys, or something a little more fun, and it won't be quite as late as my last two episodes have been. But I'm finally, like, I want to say I'm over COVID now. Like, it took about 2 weeks, but I'm finally over it. I'm feeling good, so that's a good sign for me. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Later, player. Well, no, that's fucking lame. RJ, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.